Chaber in Siman Mem Zayin Seif Yud Gimel. We'll finish Siman Mem Zayin today, Bez Hashem. Hamashkim koidim or hayoim lilmud. You wake up before alois, so before it's dawn, to learn. Mivarech birchas haTorah. In other words, you're allowed to say birchas haTorah even before alois. The einay tzarich lachzul levarech kishiyelach beis haknesses. And you don't have to repeat it when you go to shul. In other words, even though it's not yet dawn, you're able to say the bracha. Before we go weiter, the Mishnah Berurah explains, Af im chazer v'yashin acher kach shinas keva. So let's say I wake up at 4 in the morning. Can't sleep, I learn, and this is before alois. I say birchas haTorah, I learn. And then I go back to bed for a couple hours. So the Mishnah Berurah says, you don't repeat. Because mistama your das was for the rest of the day. Now this, because what about the fact that you went to sleep? Because the Mechaber yesterday said that sleeping during the day does not require another birchas haTorah. But the Mishnah Berurah says, but based on what he brought down yesterday, which is hamavarech tavei elav bracha, that if you choose to make a bracha after sleeping bekeva, you're able to. So then Mavarech lehifsid, you'd be able to make a bracha as well. So if you'd wake up at 4 in the morning, say birchas haTorah, learn, and then go to bed, mamash shinas keva, the Mechaber would say no bracha is required, but if you choose to make another bracha, Mishnah Berurah says, lehifsid. Okay, but the point of the Mechaber is you're able to say birchas haTorah before alois. Then the Mechaber says, the truth is, hamashim kaidem arayim, if you wake up before alois, mivarech kol seder habrachas, you're able to say all the birchas hashachar. The birchas hanosin chutz, except Hanosin l'sach bevina, that you should wait for the rooster. Uparshas hatamid. Shiyam zemlo b'shayim. You should wait until alois for those brachas. Now, okay, this is what I was referring to. Rav Yaakov Hillel has a tshuva about what's the api Kabbalah. What's the halacha? I have to check. And the Mishnah Berurah explains, "Kaidem arayim, va'afil mashkim acher chatzos halayla le'ize inyan v'daita lachzav elishanoid acher kachshinas keva." Let's say you wake up after midnight for whatever reason, headache, go to the bathroom, can't sleep, whatever it is, and you plan on going back to bed. Says the Mishnah Berurah, you're able to say all of berchas hashachar. V'shuv le'itzarich levarach chosim because you b'boka, and then you won't have to say in the morning. I'm not saying you should. You could. Levad me berchas l'kai neshama, except for l'kai neshama, yomer b'li chasima, you should not say l'kai neshama fully, and hamaver sheinu yomer b'li eskaras Hashem, and hamaver sheinu doesn't say Hashem's name. And then later on, you say it properly with Hashem's name. So the two brachas, though, that you should not say before dawn is hanoisin sech bivina and parshas hatamid. The Mishnah Berurah explains, the Acharonim disagree with the Mechaber. They say you could say it before dawn. The truth is, l'chachila you shouldn't, because why put yourself into a shayla? But to say them before chatzos, that you can't do. So it has to be after chatzos. Okay, the Rama writes, if you wake up before dawn and you're going to say birchas haTorah because you're going to learn, l'chachila you should wash your hands. Okay? The truth is, if you have to, you could the psak of the Mechaber is you're able to say brachas even without washing your hands, because the Ruach HaToma does not stop from brachas. The Zohar is makbid, but the Mechaber says, so technically if you wake up and you want to learn Torah, and you have to say birchas haTorah, you don't have anything to wash your hands, you can learn without washing your hands. Then the Mechaber ends off the Siman, Noshim mivarches birchas haTorah. Women are able to say birchas haTorah. Now, the question is, why? So it says the Mishnah Berurah, look in the Bir Halacha. The Bir Halacha brings down two reasons from the Paiskim. One reason is because they are obligated to learn Torah. Now, they're not obligated to learn Torah Sheba'al Peh. They're not allowed to learn Torah Sheba'al Peh, but they have to learn the halachas of what they have to do. So because they have to learn halacha, they're obligated to Torah like you and I. So it says in Bir Halacha, according to that reason, they could be mitzi men. Because Mamash is saying, the Gra disagrees. The Gra says no. They're not obligated in Limud Torah. Meaning, they might have to know halachas, but the limud Torah of knowing the halachas is not a mitzvah. Meaning, for you to learn halacha, it's a mitzvah for limud Torah. For women, it's not a mitzvah. They have to know halacha. If somehow they could have the chip embedded in their mind halacha, they wouldn't have to learn. So says the Grasa, why are they able to say the bracha? He says because it's an optional mitzvah. It's a mitzvah seishes man grama, so to speak. And Ashkenazim follow, so I don't know how this works in the Mechaber, but the Ashkenazim believe that a woman is able to say Vitzivanu. Right? Women are able to say the bracha on Lulav. So they're able to say Vitzivanu on Limud Torah even though they're not mitzvah. That's the sheet of the Gra. Obviously the Mechaber wouldn't necessarily agree with that. So he says according to that reason, that they're not obligated the same as men, they would not be able to mitzi men either.